Welcome to the Brave Woman Podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Lynn, founder of Sistership Circle and author of Open Your Heart and The Art of Leading Circle. I'm the mother of 2 girls, an 8 on the Enneagram, aka the Challenger, happily married to my business partner, Brent, love connecting with nature, and have put in well over 10,000 hours circling with other women. On this podcast, we will explore how to embody the brave woman so that you can take action on your dreams and desires, unapologetically speak your truth, and live life on your own terms. Grab a seat and a cup of tea, and let's get started. Welcome to season 5. Wow. Our 70th episode. This is so exciting and inspiring. And I've got such a great lineup of some incredible speakers, women who I have been connecting with recently. And man, oh man, am I feeling good. This is the best that I have felt in the last 3 years. And in the next episode, I'm going to talk more about the journey that I've been on in my marriage and taking a year off and why I did that and what's happened and all that. But man, oh man, the last 5 months have been transformational. I mean, I feel so good. And I really just want to revel in that because I think that's one of the things that I have been practicing and cultivating is taking a moment to pause and soak up the goodness, be with the celebration, be with the good feeling. Ah, yeah. How often do we do that? Not enough. I am someone who's always been on to the next thing, right? Not really taking a moment to acknowledge and appreciate and feel and revel in the delight. This really goes with the theme. So a couple days ago, we had a cacao ceremony. I brought this beautiful woman from Ecuador who I just adore, Dia. She came on and just introducing us to her lineage, and she's just doing such incredible work. And she had us all set an intention, and then she said, I really want to have this collective intention of kindness. And my whole body was electric as she said those words. I felt goosebumps and I felt so much gratitude in my heart for that word, because that is truly the word that I have been working with for the past 5 months in 2024. Kindness. What does that look like for me to embody kindness? And it starts with the self. It starts with being gentle and soft with myself, not beating myself up. It starts with that celebration and acknowledgement of myself. The other day, I had one of my sessions. My husband and I are working with this incredible woman doing IFS, internal family systems. Again, I'll talk more about that in the next episode, but I said, I really want to take a moment to acknowledge what I have been experiencing in Brent this past week. She's like, yes, let's do that. Let's start with that. Let's focus more on that. What is he doing right? What are you doing right? Can we take more time to acknowledge, to use that kindness towards each other and celebrate each other and acknowledge each other, because that is something that's so missing in our relationships, is appreciation. It's the kind thing to do. So easy to criticize. It's so easy to pick someone apart and tell them all the things they're doing wrong, especially in a committed relationship like a marriage. It's the go-to, right? Is all the things they're doing wrong. What if we focus more on what you're doing right? Less beating up and more kindness. So I've stepped into this new practice of personal ceremony with cacao. And I don't know if I'm going to do it every day, but I want to have it most days. And so yesterday, before I went to work, I went out into nature on the trail in this beautiful field, and I sat down on a blanket with the cacao and did ceremony. And it just took 15 minutes, but it just allowed me to really deeply connect with myself and with that plant. So much gratitude for the plants that we get to work with. And so I want to bring that in. That's one of my intentions for this season, is talking about our interconnectedness with various plants, plant medicine. Talking about relationship, I really want that to be a theme for this season, as I have been going so deep with my husband, and that's where we'll kick it off in the next episode. And also just look at some of the topics that we're going to go into. The nervous system. I've been on a journey for the past 2 years with somatic experiencing, which is Peter Levine's work. And I'm in my 3rd year. My 3rd year starts in September, but I have developed a completely new relationship with my nervous system. And my nervous system's capacity, so that I'm not getting triggered and overwhelmed so much, but also that I can receive more pleasure, more goodness, because our nervous system becomes wired to conflict, gets wired to chaos, right? We have to rewire our nervous systems for the goodness, for the abundance. One of the things that I did this year, the beginning of this year, was take my kids on a journey with a course called Brain Highways. And this course is to help assist families in the lower brain development, so that you can create more connection as a family. And so we're either in protection mode or connection mode. How do we shift out of protection mode with our families and into connection mode? And so one of the things that you do is creeping. And you do, I think it was like 20 minutes a day, 20 to 30 minutes a day, where you're doing laps, crawling on the floor, chest to floor, crawling back and forth for 20 to 30 minutes a day. I did this every day with my kids for, I think it was almost like 2 months. And oh my God, they were so done with it by the end. Like, they were like, we don't ever want to creep ever again in our lives. And then you are learning all these different ways to play and teaching them about the nervous system. And
it was a beautiful journey that we went on, challenging. But I was just noticing the last couple days how connected we have all been. And like there's been no yelling. Like Summer is a screamer. She hasn't been screaming. Wow. Like there has been a connection of neural pathways, new connections in the brain for her, for Callie, for me. Is really, really beautiful. And that, I would say, those two humans are the ones that I want to practice embodying kindness with, is all the ways in which I have that sharp tone, or I'm rushing them, or I'm scolding them, or, doing all the old patterning of what mothers do with they mother their children versus like being the feminine mother, the all conditional, loving, accepting mother. No, I've been like mothering, scolding, correcting, criticizing, like, no, I don't want that relationship with them. Right. So I feel proud of myself for doing that work, for taking that on. I'm so proud of them and their commitment, even though there was just a lot of resistance most of the time. But that was one of the big lessons, is what they call taking care of business. And I think this is such a good lesson for all of us. What it means to take care of business is that there are things that we've got to do. Brush our teeth, make sure we eat food, right? How else can we take care of business in our lives? Essentially be responsible, right, for the things that we say that we want. So, one of the things that we've been working on is when Callie comes home from school, when the girls come home from school, they go straight away, they wash their lunch boxes, they put their ice in the freezer, their little ice thing to keep their lunches cold, and put everything away. First thing. No, you're not playing first. No, you're not doing this or that. This is what it means to take care of business. And so how are we showing up? Are we taking care of business, or are we hoping that someone else will come and do it for us? So I have loved that distinction, and really modeling and teaching that and having them really step into that. And so for me, like the taking care of business is like how I'm showing up as a mom in shifting from protection to connection with them. And part of the taking care of business was, our nervous systems are completely fried and dysregulated, and me taking care of business is enrolling us in a program to help us get regulated, right? So what are the ways in which you want to take care of business in your life? What are the things that you've been putting off or avoiding? Take care of business. So we get to practice kindness while taking care of business. And I love this compassionate accountability goes within that. This, I'm being accountable without beating myself up. And so let's explore that together for this season. I'm really excited to dive in with you. Thank you for being on this journey.
You just listened to this show. I'd love for you to leave the Brave Woman podcast an honest review. Reviews help podcasts like this one grow, making it more possible for me to devote my time, energy, and money to its production. If you take a screenshot of your review and email it to support@sistershipcircle.com, we'll send you one of our archetype activations as a thank you gift. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it.
Up next, join me for a solo episode where I share the story of why I took a break from my marriage for a year and the lessons I learned.